Dear Esther, I have now driven
How's it going?
the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd
Okay,
think
I think
there
we're in
would
the
be
next
marks
area.
to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for
This is all
Sanford
completely
and the
new
welcome
to me.
break
I
services.
only played a little bit
But
of that
although I
first
can always
area.
see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
So before we go down there, I think I'll go this way. And how did I even get here? I didn't see a boat or anything when I first started. It just kind of just dropped me right in. And I know that's not the boat that I came in on. Maybe that's the boat that Paul and the Hermit came on. That is a very strong possibility. But then again, who really knows? Looks like that might be another boat in the water over there. Still trying to figure out who exactly the narrator might be. A lot of the games that are played like this, it's usually an actual character that is talking about.
It's only at night that this place makes any sluggish effort at life. You can see the buoy and the aerial.
It's
I've
buoy.
been taking to sleeping through the day in an attempt to resurrect myself. I can feel the last days drawing upon me. There's little point now in continuation. There must be something new to find here. Some nook or some cranny that offers a perspective worth clinging to.
I don't know.
I've burnt my bridges. I've sunk my boats and watched them go to water.
I'm not 100% too sure about that, because it looks like a lot of people have been here shipwrecked. I mean, I suppose it depends on how many people actually survive the shipwreck, because this thing here... I don't even know how that's possible. To come in sideways like that. Unless it came in at an angle and spun the back around? I'm not too sure. Just take a look around. Cargo ship? I mean, it was a freighter. It's clearly been here for a while, if that's all filled up with sand after it was opened. And it sounds like it's going to come down on top of me. Okay, so... check the other side of the port here. See if there's anything going on.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
These have to mean something. Ooh. Nice gouge right inside of the boat. Nice. Alright, besides my 2D plant friends here, if I do have to say one thing that this game really needs to improve on, it's the implementation of a sprint button. This one-speed walking is just...
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
I'm almost starting to think that this is... that it's not actually real, and it's more...
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
What is that? What is that? Can I... I don't know if I should... Oh, here we go.
Come back.
Where the hell am I? Whoa. Oh, okay, okay. It's gonna be like that, huh? Jump in and all I hear is a little girl screaming and laughing. And that's awesome. What do we guess? And that's our house. Stumbles back to where it just was.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft, and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost starting to think that this game, like the story behind this, about the sinking ships and this, that, and the other thing, I'm almost thinking that it's more a metaphor, and that none of this is actually real. The rough water, bad weather, more like a trip into somebody's mind.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders.
I don't remember where this game
every
is
summer whilst building the
actually,
bothy,
where this game was actually
eventually
made,
becoming a man of
or where it
property
takes
and securing a
place.
wife and
So that
a
is
lineage.
definitely Jacobson.
Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
Oh, hold on, he's
No
catching
dark
diseases
white
from his
lines into the
goats.
cliff for him either.
Whatever floats your boat, buddy. No pun intended. Not like there's going to be anything actually in it. What is this? More chemistry. Didn't actually let me walk around in there. Was it Jakobsen? That bastard Jakobsen. Have a little bit more chemistry on this wall. Or no, just one of these strange symbols. I've seen quite a few of those, but isn't really saying anything about them.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs, and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes.
Is that the book?
Its return to the hermit's cave.
Is that the book? I'll get rid of it right now for you. End this whole thing.
think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
See, and it's stuff like that that's making me think that it's an interpretation of this guy's memory. I'm trying to get rid of a problem, but it keeps resurfacing. That's the thing with these emergent-based games. I mean, it could really mean just about anything. You really have to sit there and think. But I gotta... What is that? Is that where I'm going next? Oh, by the looks of things.
In a footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver.
See, I told you that he was getting something from his goats.
Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined.
See?
Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.
See, I don't know. I can't really get a good read on what's actually happening.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
So am I looking for Jakobsen's body right now? I mean, 7 months is a pretty long time to basically thaw out. I mean, this place does almost look like somewhere where it would have a pretty harsh winter. Then again, it is an island with the wind chill and everything. I can tell you right now, though, this game would be
Climbing
pretty...
down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken.
Ooh.
It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones.
Ooh.
I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end.
You're gonna
The
die.
medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
You gotta be careful walking around in places like this. Maybe that's why they gave me no sprint button. No sprint juice. Don't want to fall and break my femur like that guy. Okay. I wasn't actually expecting anything to be down here. Is that my suitcase? Well, we have solved the mystery. Somebody clearly just didn't want me to stay on vacation. Decided to throw my suitcase down the ravine. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm trying to find the guy that threw my suitcase down the ravine. Maybe it was Jakobsen. Maybe it was Paul. We haven't heard about Paul in a while. Why is my flashlight still on? There we go. It's weird, I'm not used to not being able to control the flashlight. Well, that looks mighty blue, and that is a lit candle. It must be like an Elder Scrolls candle that just seems to never go out. Because I don't think anybody's been down here for a while, and I am clearly about to fall to my death.